Hi, so in today's video we're going to be talking about how to calculate slope on a graph. So there's two different ways that you can do it. One is the saying rise over run, where you count the rise over the run and you divide it, and whatever that number is, that would be your slope. There's another way, a mathematical way, where you're doing the change in the y values divided by the change in the x values. So you would have two coordinate points and you would do y2 minus y1 equals x2 minus x1. So we'll use both methods, but predominantly I like to use the rise over the one method if you can visually count how many blocks from one point to the next. So let's look at this one. As a reminder, when you try to calculate slope, you can only use points that go through the coordinate system. So this would be a point, this would be a point, this would be a point, this would be a point. So this line actually goes through every point on the grid. So for this one, you would do the rise over the run. I try to do 2 points that are really close together. So these two are really close together. You go up 1, so the rise is 1, and over 1 to the right, which is 1. Up and right are both considered positive values, so you would have a positive 1 divided by positive 1, which would give you 1. So your slope for this line would be 1. All right, for this line, you can still do rise over run, or you can do the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 method. Both will give you the same answer, and I will show you exactly how. So we have two coordinate points, and the coordinates are also listed. So the first one is -2, 3, and the next one is 2, -1. So if we're just doing rise over run, you can count from one point up to the next. So I always work from left to right. So I'm going to start with this point over here. And we are going to technically fall. So because we're going to be going down, it's actually going to be a negative number on top. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and we stop here because it's now in line with this one. So it's -8 that we go down. And then we're going to the right. So because we're going to the right, it will be a positive number on bottom. All right, so let's count our way over to the right until we get to the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we have a -8 divided by a +8. That's going to give us a -1. All right, just to prove it to you, we can also do it the mathematical way. So let's say that this is x1 and y1. This is x2 and y2. So we're going to take our y2 value, which was -1, and subtract our y1 value, which is 3. And then on bottom, we have x2 minus x1. So our x2 value was 2 minus our x1 value, and our x1 value was -2. All right, so we're going to have a -1 minus 3, so that's going to give us a -4, divided by, well, a 2 take away a -2, the 2 minus signs turn into a positive, so technically you have +4 on bottom. That's going to give you -1. So both give you the exact same answer. All right, we're going to do a couple of practice problems. So number 1, let's find the slope. For all of these, I'm going to be doing rise over run. That is my preferred method. So number 1, our rise, we're going to go up 1 and then over 2. And because we're going up and to the right, both numbers are positive, so our slope is 1/2. All right, let's look at number 2. So we're going to start with this point, and we're going to go down 2, and because we're going down, it's a -2. So we went down 2, and then we go over 2 to the right, and remember, right is positive. So it's a -2 divided by 2. That's going to give us a -1. All right, so notice how this positive slope is oriented in this direction. This is a positive slope. A negative slope is oriented in this direction. You'll continue to see this pattern. Number 3, our slope, we're gonna go rise, so up 1, over run, over 2. So this again is 1/2. And even though this is in the bottom part of the graph, it's still a positive slope because it's oriented this way. All right, number 4, let's figure out our rise over our run. So again, I start with the leftmost point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going down, so it's -5 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4. Over 4 to the right, which is positive. So our slope is -5/4. Number 5. Number 5 looks different. We haven't seen this quite yet. So from the point on the left to the point on the right, you don't rise any, right? It's 0. Our run is over 1. 0 over 1 would give you 0. So your slope of this line is 0. So any horizontal line, the slope is going to be 0. All right, let's look at number 6. So we're starting with this leftmost point. We're going to go up or rise 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go up 4 and we go over 1. So our slope is 4. All right, number 7, starting with our leftmost point over here, we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going down 4, so that's negative. And then we're going to go over 1, 2. -4 divided by 2 is -2, so our slope is a -2. All right, number 8 is another one that we haven't seen quite yet. So from these points, we rise up 2. But we don't go over any. There's no run. So it's 2 divided by 0. You can't divide by a 0 number, so these are what we call undefined examples. So any vertical line is going to be undefined. Number 9. So with these next few problems, you don't have a point given to you. You're going to have to find your own point. So this could be a point. And this could be a point. You want to make sure that they completely cross in the middle. So our rise is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Divided by 1, 2, 3. So 8/3 is our slope. All right, number 10. Again, you're going to have to find a point that crosses through the grid like here or like here or even here. Any combination of these points, pick 2, rise over run, will give you the same slope. So let's start with this one up here. 1, 2, 3. So we have -3 divided by 1, 2. We went over 2. So -3 over 2. If you had picked this point here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So same thing. You go down 3 over 2. Your slope is -3 divided by 2, or -3/2. All right, number 11. Again, we need to find points that intersect perfectly on the graph. So here would be 1, and here would be 1. So we're going to rise 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a +4 because we're going up. 1, 2, 3. 4/3 is going to be our slope. All right, number 12. Let's see where our intersection points are. Here is 1, and here is 1. So again, we're going from left to right. So this is our leftmost point. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going down, so it's a -5 divided by 1, 2, 3. -5/3 is our slope for number 12. All right, number 13, there is no rise. So our rise is 0 on top, some number on bottom. We do not rise, so it is 0. That means that our slope is 0. Number 14. Here we could use this point. We could use this point. We could use this point. All right, so we're going to go up 1, 2, and over 1, 2, 3, 4. So up 2 and over 4, that is 2/4, or you could say 1/2. So technically this would also be a point. You have several points on this line. So the pattern could be 1 over 2, 1 over 2, 1 over 2, 1 over 2. Same pattern. All right, 15. We have some number that we rise, because we are rising, but we're not running. The running is 0. So remember, you can't divide by 0. That's going to give you an undefined slope. All right, number 16. So we could do this point here, and we'll do this point here. These 2 points definitely look like they intersect through the grid line. So we're going from left to right. So we're going to have to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So negative 8 because we're going down. And then how far over to the right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 8 over 5. All right, to end us off, you should be able to identify these. So if you'd like to pause the video and try for yourself, go for it. All right, so this first graph, we have this vertical line. That means that we have a rise. We have a rise, so that means there's a number on top. Maybe it's 1. And then we have 0 on bottom because we don't move side to side. So 1 divided by 0 is going to give us an undefined slope. All right, for this graph, let's say that we have a point here and a point here. We're going up and to the right. That is a positive number. That's a positive number. Positive divided by a positive is always going to give you a positive, so this is indeed a positive slope. All right, for this one, if we have a point here and a point here, remember we start from the left and go to the right. So you have to go down and then to the right. The down would give you a negative, the right would give you a positive. If you have a negative divided by a positive, that's going to give you a negative slope. And over here, we do not have a rise. So the rise would be 0. Over the run, well, the run would be whatever number that you made the points to be. So a 0 over 5 maybe. If it's a 0 over 5, that is a 0 slope. All right, if you have any questions, please leave a comment and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.